You are exploring nature, and as you look around you, you realize that many plants and even some animals exhibit a spiral pattern. Spirals are curves that either continuously widen or tighten. A spiral can grow larger and spiral outward, or it can grow smaller and spiral inward. You collect pine cones, flowers, shells, snails, and anything else with a shape that resembles a spiral. The main type of spiral found in nature is called a logarithmic spiral. In a logarithmic spiral, the distance between the curves is constantly increasing. This is different from an Archimedean spiral in which the distance between the curves is the same. You can see an Archimedean spiral when you coil a rope like this. When I look at these different plants I have found, I can see that the distance between each wind of the spiral is further away from the last curve. Logarithmic spirals are named logarithmic spirals because you need to use logarithms in order to calculate the curve. You start to inspect your plants for spirals. The center of this daisy is a collection of tiny spirals and looks similar to this sunflower. This common teasel spirals upwards, and even if you look really closely at this yellow flower, you can see tiny spirals. This seashell is spiral-shaped, and so is this chameleon tail. There are also spirals in the fruit and vegetables you eat, like this cabbage when I slice it in half. This pineapple and this Romanesco broccoli seems to have spirals within spirals. Vortexes are also spirals formed in water, and hurricanes are spirals formed in the air. The direction a hurricane spins, or spirals, will differ depending on whether the hurricane is in the northern or southern hemisphere. This is due to the Coriolis Effect, which is caused by the fact that the Earth spins faster at the equator than at the poles. Hurricanes will rotate counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere they will rotate clockwise. Earth's winds are also curved, which makes them somewhat like a segment of a spiral. As cold air reaches Earth's poles, it sinks and masses of air are pushed towards the equator. Due to the way the Earth spins, the winds bend. You can try this out by getting a plate or turntable, a paper, and a pencil. Stick the paper to the plate or turntable. Imagine that this is the North Pole. Place your pencil in the center and gently spin the surface counterclockwise while pulling the pencil toward yourself. Look, a spiral forms. If you want to demonstrate winds on the South Pole, simply spin the surface clockwise instead. Hurricanes might seem like huge spirals, but the galaxies in space are even larger. These spiral-shaped gigantic celestial bodies hold over 100 billion stars. You start to wonder, why are so many things in the natural world spiral-shaped? Since there are so many different places spirals appear, scientists are not entirely sure about the reason for all of them. In many cases, it is the forces of the natural world acting upon each other. As a snail grows, it adds a new layer of calcium carbonate to the edge of the shell until it has reached its adult size. The shape of our ears helps us to hear, and this sunflower can pack the most seeds onto its surface by arranging in a spiral shape. Same with this pine cone. I can also count the number of spirals on some plants. For example, this pine cone has 5 spirals going this way and then 8 spirals going this way. My cabbage seems to have 5 spirals spinning this way and then 8 going the opposite direction. You will maybe start counting spirals next time you go for a walk.
Pinnguaq.